Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am coming to you guys from a little bit of a different angle, a little different time. This is actually the day before my shot day. I did a video that I put out yesterday, matter of fact, about me weighing in every day. So go to that video if you want to see what happened when I weighed in every day. So I figured because of the fact that I'm already giving you the information of what my final weigh in is, I might as well just go ahead and start my video from here. So every week, I think I'm on week 38 with Zepbound. At one point, I want to stop count. I actually lost count a while ago and I had to pick up the count again. But every week with Zepbound, I actually give the results of how well I did on this week. And this week, I am going to have Richard, because he's out of his plateau, give his results as well about how he did this week. And so um, I did a couple things that was different this week. Let me just say I did a few things that was different this week. And so my results are my results, but I can't say, oh, in my lunchbox I'm putting a protein shake. I already have my lunch, and I have my cottage cheese, which is my fiber. My protein. So this is 12 grams of protein. Putting that in my lunch, that's my breakfast. And my snack is going to be my Shabani yogurt. It may not be the healthiest because it has sugar in it, but sometimes I need that little pick-me-up during the day. Let me get some water. I need to do my water first. In my water, I put electrolytes. I do it in the morning because I try to get 1.5 of these in. I'm not the most successful at doing that. But back to what I was saying. So every single week, we both report our progress, our side effects, our challenges, things that we've had to go through throughout the week with our health journey using a compound tirzepetide. So just keep on watching. Well, I'm going to say this before I run out the door. What I am going to say is that this week I had several challenges, and I'm actually doing another video on that, but I was very sick this week, and I thought that it was very odd and very weird, and I'm kind of wondering if it was a side effect of the medication. Husband said YouTube University said that it was a side effect of the medication, but I don't know. I had never heard anyone say it. I looked it up on Google University, and they said that there's never been any proven incidents of the symptoms that I had. So I'm just gonna go from there. But I have had a problem since I got sick this week with regaining my energy, and I'm going through it. I've been worse, but I was doing so much better with the energy that it's kind of hard to understand going backwards, and I'm doing everything I can, including my electrolyte water, of trying to get it back. So it was a little different this week, and when I go through all of the things that we've done this week, I just want you to keep that we've done this week, I just want you to keep that in mind. So I want to see you guys in the car. Let's just start out with the losses. I'm in the car with the car driving. So I did not work out this week, and as I mentioned to you in the beginning a second ago, I was sick, and I thought I was better, but my energy has yet to recover. I still have a sore throat, and I have this random cough that's just coming out of nowhere. But I did not work out. So to me, that is a loss. Even my steps were nowhere near. I'm embarrassed to report, let's put it that way. So I did not do that. The other part will be side effects. So this week, I can't say that I had major side effects, but if you watched my video last week, my most concerning side effect was my appetite suppression. It was really awful, and I was at a point where I said, if it continued to be like that and my body did not acclimate to my titration, then I will go back down. And I actually discussed that with my doctor. So, and at the end, I'll let you know what my final decision is. But for me, this week, my appetite suppression was still low, but it was nowhere near as bad as it was last week. And yes, this medication is meant to make you feel full, but last week I only can get in a couple of bites, and there's no way I was making the lowest calorie count, much less what I should be taking in. The other side of it is that I noticed, because I am a YouTube fanatic, I'm watching YouTube all the time, that some people will say that they have great appetite suppression for the first 3 to 4 days after their injection, and then after that, the last 3 to 4 days, they are either ravenous or they're able to, to eat normal, and it's concerning to them. I have to say, I don't have that. I have the same appetite suppression from day 1 to day 7, and I didn't even know or realize that was a thing. But now that I do, I'm kind of going to watch out for it, because as I go on in my journey, it's something that I might face. But as of today, I don't have that. I don't have where it slows down. And I know that there is a half-life to this medication, that it is not as strong on day 1 as it is on day 7. The other thing is my inflammation. I don't report on that quite often. I'm sorry. But I have said that for some reason that it works with my inflammation, and sometimes it doesn't. And I think that the culprit of it is not the medication, it's actually me. So I have been challenging myself and holding myself accountable with taking my medication, which is my water pill, every single day. And now that I did it last week, every day, even though it was at bad times, I did take it every day. I'm going to report on that every week, because if I don't, I feel like I'm going to fall back into that same habit of not taking my medication every day. So yes, I took my medication every single day this week, and I did notice a difference in my inflammation. I'm going to be very honest with saying that I need to just do better, and for the last 2 weeks, I have been doing better. So I'm going to give myself as much grace as I can. That's worked for me. So I am doing very well with my inflammation. The positives that I had this week, I have been able to sleep very well this week, because as I mentioned in my last video, I started taking magnesium, and I'm actually doing it every day. I take that with my probiotic, and that's the only way I'm going to remember to take it, because I am horrible with taking medication. Let's just be honest. So I am taking my magnesium. I'm noticing a difference in my clarity of thought. I'm noticing that I'm able to sleep well. I haven't had the side effect that I had before of having vivid dreams. I'm not having any of that. So I don't know. I gotta say that hopefully it's the magnesium that is making a difference in my week of sleep. And so, not lastly, but very importantly, before I bring Richard into this video, very importantly is that my weight has always, every single week, it's always fluctuated like up 2 pounds, usually on a Wednesday. If you're new here, my shot day is on Friday night, because I had fatigue, so I would do it on Friday nights, and I'm still on Friday nights. But by Wednesday, I'll do my shot Friday nights, and I weigh myself Saturday morning, because I've always started on Saturday morning doing my shot, so I just keep doing my final weigh in on Saturday morning. But by Wednesday, my weight is up. I don't understand why. I'm trying to figure it out with different things that I'm doing, and how can I try to keep it steady. When I say steady, I mean, I don't care if it goes up, especially when I work out, but I mean steady as like, why is it going up 2 pounds on Wednesday? It just, I don't know why. It goes up like 1.5 to 2 pounds, sometimes 3 pounds on Wednesday. And so that's where I was a little concerned with. And this week it did not happen. So now I'm kind of narrowing it down to, girl, it's you. Like, it ain't nothing else. It is you. You need to take your medication, and you take your medication every single day at the time you're supposed to take it, because it doesn't seem like it's the compound tirzepetide. It seems like it's me. Okay, so with that being said, that is a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot over to Richard and let him report the same things of what he had to do. Let him tell you guys how he's out of his plateau. And I'm so proud of my husband.
Hey y'all, how you doing? It's been a while, but I'm back. So we're gonna talk about the side effects. In all honesty, I feel like I haven't had any side effects at all. Hey, I'm also going to talk about my plateau. So I started in November at 266 pounds, and you know everything seemed like it was going well from December to January. When I got to February, I finally hit 240 pounds. So when it came from March on, I mean, my weight fluctuated 244, 246, 247, 248. I mean, it was fluctuating from March all the way to about August. It was rough, frustrated, because every time I was getting down close to break the 40s, it jumps back up. And I was basically trying to figure out was it something I was eating? I was trying to eat the same way on certain weeks to see if that worked, eat different ways to see if that works. Man, did some walking, still wasn't moving, and I was getting frustrated, y'all. It really frustrated. Clear as day. August 2nd, did my normal thing, got up in the morning, and I decided to weigh myself again, and I finally hit it. I broke the 40s, y'all. I broke the 40s. I was excited. I was like, yes, couldn't wait to tell the kids. Waited. It was basically I weighed at 237, and I was like, man. The next day, called the kids. We spoke about it in the morning, and it's been up and down from there. It went from 237 to 235. Weighed this morning at 234.4. So it's going great. The train is moving all over again, and I know you guys haven't seen me in a while, so I'm probably, you can probably tell some differences in my appearance because I see it. Um, my face is getting smaller. My neck's getting, it looks like it's longer, but it's getting smaller. Um, Overall, I feel like my whole body shape, I'm slimming down. Um, People are coming up to me, hey, Rich, man, you getting real small, man. What's going on? You working on it, huh? You know, uh, and they like congratulate me and everything like that. So I'm on this journey and we just pushing it. And sorry, I haven't been here a while. I've been working a lot. As you can see by all these gray hairs, you see this? Oh man, I'm getting old, y'all. Can't lose the weight as fast as I can before. This was not my first journey. I've done it before. But one thing I say, the weight loss I lost before to now, I felt like I looked skinnier back then. We were just talking about this. I don't know if it's the hair or whatnot, but my wife told me I looked like a little kid back then. But I don't know what she's trying to say. I must be old now. But it's good to see y'all again. I hope y'all enjoy. And
what's your total weight loss?
$23. No, sorry. I'm like, wait a minute.
Not saying that.
Two 34, 32 pounds.
You sure?
Yeah, because you told me to start at 266.
Okay.
Okay. See?
So you gonna say that?
Sure. So as you may know, so that's the good thing about it. Now I'm down 32 pounds, y'all. So it wasn't an easy journey. People talking about, oh, you're just taking a shot. It's helping you lose a lot of weight. It's easy. No, it's not. It's not easy. It gets frustrating too because it's not cheap. You're paying for this out of pocket and you want the results to go a little quicker, but you don't want to go too quicker because then you get extremely flabby. Not trying to be extremely flabby. And then I did have some worries. Now I think about it, where they talk about you losing muscle and everything like that. So I was really trying to focus on at least doing a lot of walking, some movements, lifting a little bit. But I was always wondering, if my muscles are getting smaller, but it's been a little difficult. I got a shoulder injury right now, and it's taking a toll on me. But I'm here. We're doing good. We're gonna keep rolling. I am 36 pounds from my goal, y'all. Let's do it. But I want to have it done before the end of the year. I really do. My daughter's getting married in January, and your boy's trying to be super sexy, y'all. It is. All right.
So, if you heard what I heard, Rich and I have lost about the same amount, actually, the same amount of weight. So, my weight this week, like I said, I actually reported it on my other video of weighing every day. So, my weight this week was 165.4. So, at this point, Rich and I have both lost 32 pounds. I actually thought I was beating him. I'm not gonna lie. I think that I'm on top of where I need to be. However, we're even. I am happy for him. I'm happy for us. And like he said, I really don't want to lose weight super fast, but I want to make sure that we are healthy in the process. Our cholesterol, our numbers, everything is where it needs to be. One thing I do have to say is those non-scale victories that we all talk about. One of them that which brought to my attention was that my visceral fat, according to the Renfro scale, has significantly went down. Although when I measure my stomach, and I did my measurements a couple of videos ago, and I lost a half an inch on my weights. When I measured that half an inch, it was like, oh, yeah, great, because this entire journey that I've been on for all these months, I have lost nothing on my weights. But my visceral fat, when I started this, was at 20. The number was at a number 20. And I remember my nutritionist having this conversation with me that you want to get as close to 10 as you can possibly be. For those of you who don't know what your visceral fat is, it is the fat that is around your main organs that can lead to other things as far as heart attack and liver disease and other things like that. You want to kind of have that as low as possible. So the number that she had me reaching for was the number 10, which when you're at 20, and anyone who's monitoring this, that is a far distance away. Well, when I got on the scale, my number was a number 11. So I went from a 20 to an 11. It was so bad. I wasn't even looking at this anymore. I was like, no, let's get away from it. But from a 20, when I started this journey in November, to, well, it was really a 20 before. I think I was like an 18 in November, to an 11 right now is so much more than what the scale could ever say. And so for me, even though you can't see that on the scale, you cannot see that with the half inch measurement that I had. You cannot see that in the clothes that tend to be going absolutely nowhere. But I do see that what's going on inside of me and my health journey is super important. So that is a great non-scale victory for me. And it's just for him, it's the same thing we were talking about. We're both working on all those numbers turning green on the Winfrey scale. So like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I know you haven't seen Rich in a long time. He tends to do very well when he comes on the video, which is great. People tend to like, go Rich, go. So that's a good thing. So comment below and keep throwing out your support for him. Even though that plateau has broken, he still needs your support, and so do I. So again, I thank you guys for clicking on this channel and coming here and making it to the end of the video. I appreciate it. And again, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.